YouTube, what's up? It's Rob, and as you can see, 8Rack's getting a little bit of a face upgrade. At least I'm trying to improve my channel a little bit. I'm no kind of a pro here, guys, so this is just me testing out some of the features on OBS. So as you can see here, I've got just a couple different scenes I've worked with here. And so just, let me know what you guys think. We're still going to do the same old 8Rack streaming. Everything's the same. I do have some nice upgrades for you guys, which you can see here. And I want to know feedback on all of this stuff. I took a look to see what other people are doing. Pretty much everybody has at least some kind of a thumbnail. And everybody's got chat. So I kind of wanted to do a little bit of both. I can just obviously easily remove the webcam and add it as needed. I really hope you guys give me some good feedback on that awesome 8Rack intro. How cool is that, guys? I spent some time on it, and I think it looks good. I mean, I want feedback on it, and I think it's pretty cool. In fact, I think it's so cool, I'm going to replay it for you guys real quick. Super sweet. Yeah, that looks cool. So, other than the cool intro, I hope you guys noticed this is in 1080p now. If it's not in 1080p, please, guys, let me know in the comments. I do need to know that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be streaming in 1080p as far as I could tell. And my tests were successful. So if it's not working, I need to know it. But so let's get this down. I do want to give a quick shout out. You guys, the software that I'm using here that you guys are looking at is called OBS, Open Broadcasting Software. It's completely free. They just got a gigantic overhaul, basically a totally new program, and it's still completely free. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm a total amateur. If you guys out there have a passion that you think you can talk about, you think whatever, you guys can do this too. Do it for whatever you like. Use open broadcasting software. It is by far the best. So as you can see here, I've got one nice little feature that a lot of people have been asking for, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it forever for all the things. But as you can see here, thanks, Lagskill, or Lag Kills. I've got the chat over here now. So, chat enabled. It's not perfect. I'm kind of readjusting the size on it. Unfortunately, with Google Chrome, if I fix the chat over here, it resizes my actual, as you can see, my other Google Chrome windows, which is not too big of a deal. But so that will work. So I've got chat, I've got webcam. We'll put that on for at least one. We'll leave that on for now. And I've got 1080p. So let me know on everything. I want to know quality settings and all of that. So, getting to 8Rack and what is going on with them. I had requests for all kinds of JaceRack and all things JaceRack to be discussed and developed. So we're going to do some of that on this today. And I do want to point out that I did make a tiny, small tweak to the sideboard here. Which unfortunately, let's go like this, and you're gonna have to bear with me, guys. Here, I've got what's going on, why I'm doing all of this stuff. The upgrading is a result of having to reinstall Windows on my computer. So yeah, for better or worse, it looks like it might be better at the end of the day. But I had to reinstall Windows. So what I just wanted to show you real quick, what I was testing, I was messing around with it earlier. I put it back, but it was kind of interesting. I was just throwing, because I was going back and forth between Tom Ross's Smallpox build and mine, and I was just throwing it in Smallpox in favor of Ensnaring Bridge, because there was a couple games where I was like, I'd rather have Smallpox here than Bridge. Games like Affinity, games like against I beat him, but I played Eggs, and I would have much preferred to have had a Smallpox in that matchup. Obviously, anything combo, you're gonna definitely want Smallpox in, and the reason behind it is that it's not to keep them, to 2-for-1 their creatures. What you're trying to do for them is to keep them at a low mana state and prevents them from going off, because a lot of times against combo decks, and that's probably where this card fills a gap that my version doesn't. It does for going after creatures and stuff like that. That's not what I'm going after. I mean, yeah, it's good against Affinity, but so is Darkblast, and Darkblast is insane against Affinity. Darkblast is insane against a lot of different decks. So the merits of Darkblast will be gone over extensively in the upcoming 8-rack primer, you guys. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be I'm going to redo this whole thing. It's about time we got the brand, the 8-rack product brand, a little bit more modernized. I mean, it just deserves that. I think it's proven its worth at this point. So why not develop it? It's cool. But so in any case, here I go touting the Smallpox, the card that I was the bane of for so many years. But hey, I'm all about success and effectiveness. That's what it's all about for me. So if I can be shown something that works, I'll take my pride out of the situation and just go for the most effective route. So we'll see. I mean, I really like the bridge in a lot of matches, but I just found myself kind of recently wishing for the Smallpox to side in now. I'm not talking about keeping it main deck. I haven't wished for that. And I certainly haven't wished for whatever in God's name is going on in the Magic the Gathering Salvation forums, vis-a-vis the new primer for 8-rack, which endorses some kind of Mardu/Rakdos 8-rack that I do not endorse, guys. It's riddled with inefficiencies the way I see it. There's probably some good scientific testing that the guy who made it, Nick, is a buddy of mine who could probably, reasonably support it with a certain amount of testing and so on and so on. But my experience just doesn't agree with it, and it's not what I'm interested in playing. So, unless it shows some serious results, I probably will be sticking with more traditional lines of exploration. I don't consider Smallpox a totally new line for me. If you look at the original primer from like 5 years ago that I put up for 8-rack, this is main deck. I have main deck for Smallpox. So, or I think it's like 3, actually. I think I have 3 Smallpox main decks. It's not a card that is new to me in any way, shape, or form. But if the meta supports a more linear approach to 8-rack and there's certain matchups that can benefit from it, then a sideboard consideration for my main strategy could be appropriate here. Is it going to replace Ensnaring Bridge? I'm not sure. But I just wanted to test it out so that I could get a feeling for it. So that's what's going on with me, guys, and what I'm testing out and the thought process behind it. You see me using a card doesn't mean it's locked in there. That's all I'm trying to say. But we will be playing, and that's what's going on. So that's what's going on with my 8-rack deck right now, and in my main 8-rack deck, I should say. But what's going on in other places is JaceRack. And I've had a lot of people talk about it. And I had somebody request that instead of Ensnaring Bridge, we try some other things in there because they just want to see more of JaceRack and what can we add to it. And he wants to get rid of Ensnaring Bridge and instead add Asylum Visitor, who is, to be fair, a very strong performer for, synergizes well as a Plan B guy to synergize so well with our Plan A. My thought is this, that what I've done with JaceRack here is I've given sort of a grindy option. And I don't really need an aggressive game plan in a deck that I'm positioning to give up. I'm not going to win against Burn. I mean, I could get a miracle hand, but I wouldn't say you would have anything close to a favorable matchup with Burn. Whereas with my regular 8-rack deck, I'll call it 50-50 or better. 50-50 or better. And that's pretty much all you can hope for. I mean, I don't care what deck you are. If you get 50-50 with Burn, that's all you hope for. The deck is extremely linear, more linear than ours is by far, and anyone can lose to it at any given time depending on the hands. You being bad or being 50-50 at Burn is nothing to be ashamed of at all. In fact, it's probably better than most decks on the field fair. So, now that being said, this is not as good. The JaceRack is not as good. But what it is good at is those decks that want to go long. I found a lot of the blue control-based decks right now have plans to go deep into really extra innings, and Jace hiding behind a bridge is extremely effective. Jace is underplayed in this format because he's looked at as he doesn't do anything. He costs 2 mana, and he doesn't do anything when he comes in. If he costs 3 mana and didn't do anything, he could still... okay, you've got the Displacer, that Eldrazi Displacer, costs 3 mana. When he comes in, he doesn't do anything, and his mana cost... his ability costs 3 more, and it requires a creature to be on the field to get some kind of a value out of it. So that Displacer has a lot of conditions surrounding him. He's boltable, he costs 3, he does nothing when he hits, but he's still a great card. That Displacer goes very, very well in a bunch of different decks. So I don't buy the argument he does nothing at 2cc the moment he comes in. He needs an untap to do it. I don't buy that argument because, especially not with a blue Planeswalker. I mean, besides black, what would be the color that would be most well positioned to defend a guy for a turn? We're talking 1 turn here before you start, getting some payoff. Blue would be very good, and he is blue. So it's not like a crazy idea to think that you could probably have some kind of a blue shell that could protect him for a turn. And he requires no further investment either, no further mana investment. So not to compare Jace to that Eldrazi Displacer exactly 1-to-1, but, I think it's a fair, sort of relationship. At least you can see, that has big problems and still sees play. This has fewer problems. They both have the same toughness. It has way fewer problems on getting online. I grant you it's not a beater the way the other one is, but you're not really playing that card in there because it's got 3 power. You're not playing that. It's a 3/2. The Displacer is a 3/2, and you're not playing it for that. You're playing it to get some value out of its ability. So, and then for the exact same reason, you have to relook at Pack Rat, and we're going to talk more about that. And it's not just me. I am not the only person out there that thinks Pack Rat is a viable card, not only in 8-rack, but in Modern in general. It hasn't, other than 8-rack, it hasn't really found a true home, but that doesn't mean a home couldn't exist for it. So, Anyway, I think the development, getting back to the JaceRack, I think the development of JaceRack is going to go towards what can blue. That's where we need to look at is what can blue add to it. What happened to me here? Did that thing go into, where did it go? Normally I can find my cards. Okay, should be in here. Where? Oh, there it is. Just couldn't see it. Sorry. Okay. Anywho. Okay, so let's. Yeah. Where are we going with Jace? We're gonna play it first of all, but I think we need to talk about, and I want you guys to brainstorm out there, replay watchers. Please brainstorm blue cards, things like. I mean, nothing's really springing to mind other than counter spells. But think about blue cards. Maybe card draw. Ancestral Visions. No, it's not going to work for us. I thought about it, but I don't see it being much of any kind of a benefit. Alright, so let me just double check here. Since this is the first time. Okay, so that looks okay. Darkslick Shores. I'll check it out. I'll look it up after this. So, yeah, I'll play first. I'd say that's pretty reasonable. I've got Lily, a finisher. I don't have a turn 1 play, but the rest of the hand is so nice that I can overlook it. Okay. So he shows a white. Most people don't open with planes unless you're like Death and Taxes / Hate Bears. So this should be safe because if he was either of those, he'd probably be playing an Aether Vial if he had one. So I doubt he's got an artifact. And it is Death and Taxes. And he did not have an artifact to pitch, or at least none that he wanted to pitch. So Squadron Hawk. It's going to be like that. Okay, so it's really not too bad here, guys. The Lily looks really good. And Lily can +1 here. I think Lily +1ing here is pretty good. I'm trying to empty my hand and such. She can tank 1 ping from the Hawk, and my bridge should come down next turn. She's playing like full-on mono white control with that. Is what you call that. It's not. It's definitely not Death and Taxes. Yeah. That's what you call mono white control, and that might be position. Now I haven't looked at that in a long time. I don't know where it is in this position, but I know that he's going to have a really hard time now. I mean, unless he's main decking it. Works better. Probably too expensive. Does double rack damage. I'll look at it. Darkslick, that is. Oh, that's pretty much a good game right there. Yeah, it was. And he scoops it right up. Let's take a look at Darkslick real quick. I don't own any. You enchant a player's upkeep. Each turn, that player gets an additional upkeep step. Oh, I see. I get you. It's too much win more. It's too much win more. If I'm in the scenario where they're taking rack damage, I don't need a 3cc enchantment to double that. It's already doing its thing at 1. I'd rather have the. That's like the redundancy of the most narrow part of the deck, which is the racks themselves. We don't need redundancy on that. What we need redundancy is on, either removal or, plan B or, more edicts. But I see what you're going with it. Yeah, it works better when you've got, Necrogen Mists and Dark Confidence, stuff like that. But, let's see. As a budget consideration, for sure, definitely. You could definitely consider that as a budget. Smallpox should be definitely considered as a budget option. I don't know if you guys are interested in budget type stuff, but yeah, we get a better game than that. That guy we crushed. White control versus black control. There's no question which one's better, guys. It's gonna be us. White, I feel like it's had a few little bones thrown to it here and there, but it's definitely a weak color. Blue is getting a little bit better, but white and blue are both very weak, I think, as a color in this format. Blue has gotten some nice stuff added. Blue is getting things in other colors added to it. I think Nahiri was the best card that blue could have hoped for in a very long time. And it's not even blue. So, yeah, that'll work. That'll definitely work. Yeah, Boomerang. Yeah, Boomerang is an interesting play. Hits everything. Hits lands. Most of the other ones do not. I like counterspells. I like, the negates and the things like that. It's a nice little cute rip. So let's see what he's got. He's got Brimos, Flicker, the Strangler. Oh, he's not that. I thought he was the 2-for-1 guy. The Matter Reshaper is amazing. He's got the Angel to come out of Aether Vial, Flicker Wisp. Well, I hate the Flicker Wisp and I hate the Brimos. So I'll start with those. I was not sweating the Avenger. No, I can't do that. I have to do this. I have to get that Brimos. Strangler I'll deal with. He didn't hit his land. This is too easy. It's another one that just seems too easy. I mean, next turn I could potentially Jace and Wrench Mind. I mean, that's disgusting. Oh, did you? Ah, my bad. I didn't realize it. I thought you... I thought he missed the land drop. Seems okay. How you guys liking the, I'm going to try and like zoom in on some cards here. Let me know if does it seem clear? Like, can you read the text nice and clear? Hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing now. So that's cute too. That works pretty much just great. I'll just throw that down and start plus oneing on her. Pitch the wrench mine. Jace comes in as backup. See now now you can see this a little bit, but he just scooped it up. It was too easy. Alright, so for him, this sideboard is not totally squared away here. Trying to go for the throat. That's interesting. He's familiar with the deck. He is kind of baby Jace in that he's the lowest casting cost Jace. Baby Jace, though, if for you guys who don't know, Baby Jace has always been known as the original Jace Balerion or whatever, the 3 casting cost. No, I don't think so. No. Yeah, the original Jace is always to be known as Baby Jace, as far as I know. I don't have enough lands to run this one. And I don't have enough lands to run that. I guess I'm going to have to deal with that. Smallpox looks pretty freaking dead here. That's my only problem with Smallpox, is that you get into kind of some touchy scenarios. Tween Jace, oh my god. He did not just say tween Jace. Well, I am interested in Ceremonious Rejection. Keep in mind, this is in response, replay watchers, this is in response to this comment here. I am interested in Ceremonious Rejection if that's the 1 CC blue counter a colorless spell. Yeah, I am interested in that, but it's not live on MTGO yet. And it probably will replace Annul. And is Affinity a bad matchup? Yeah, I would say so. The Darkblast helps. The Bridge helps main deck, but it's not as bad as Burn, for example. So here I think we have to do like this. Yeah, the new fast land, yes. Yeah, I agree. They're way overdue. So he's got the disenchant. He's got the mind sensor. The worship is evil here. The worship is not great. The disenchant is the least of my concerns. Probably want to take the flicker here. Yeah, I gotta take the flicker here. No, I'll take the mind sensor because the flicker doesn't have flash without the vial. I'll take the mind sensor. That's his rip. It's the Arbiter. Damn, that was a painful rip. That was a very painful rip. Took a land screwed scenario and made it really bad. So that's what that deck does, but that's a nice rip. That was painful in that he could do it and rip my land that turn. Turns the Ghost Quarter into a straight strip mine. Okay. Yep. This is not looking super great for me. Oh shit, yeah. Well, I can't. Looks even worse. I rip something. I need to like rip straight lands, but he doesn't have me on a gigantic clock. He's kind of doing something that I do similar with the Smallpox. Like he has kind of a same sort of keep things very, very low mana. He used his disenchant already on my Shrieking, which is weird. He just popped his relic. That's good. He's got the Flicker Wisp, but I'm, lukewarm about what it's going to do except for just beat. See, I'm getting too far behind here. This is going to be pretty hard for me to catch up at this point. If I had ripped a land right then, maybe. I need to rip 2 lands in a row. I would have needed. It's too late now, I think. Yeah, it's too late now. This stops that worship, and it also stops his Aether Vial. See, what I really want from JaceRack is I want to explore what blue can bring. Like, I mean, counter spells are really good for 8-rack because it gives people a sideboarded in option to have an answer to top decks, because that's the big. A lot of people have a gigantic problem. It's not just 8-rack either. People have a problem with Jund and Junk type decks coming up with answers to top decks. So having that outlet, the negates slash countersquall, actually countersquall for me is a strict upgrade to negate. Yeah, I'll keep that. I'll go right after him. I'll save this for the negate. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yes. You're right. I forgot about that. Yep, you're right. He keeps it. We'll see. It feels dirty. What? Is it like super good? What's dirty about that? It's not awkward. It's just good. It's just pretty good. I wonder if I leave it. Multiple bobs are dumb. So taking one feels bad. I leave him with it and I'll take the flicker. Next turn, Vryn's Prodigy, I hope. Thoughtseize if I can't make it work. Oh, I could have taken both bobs. But I'm not too bright. Let him have the bobs? It seems really bad and scary. Pit to an all-in Jace Vryn's Prodigy plan if I take a bob. I'll take a disenchant. I could stick him, like, I'm kind of like hoping I can stick him with the bobs. Turn his clock against him. That helps, for sure. Sarah Avenger. So he is definitely going all in on that. He's just going to straight beat down. Can't blame him. Helps. Oops. Kills one and fogs. I was hoping for a land. That's why I did it during my main phase. Took a null. He wants to go after the worship. He's going at a worship type plan. Shit. Maybe it should have been the bridge, but it's definitely not going to be the lily. The Crypt Breaker. I'm with you on Crypt Breaker. I don't hate it. Yeah, I know it works with all of them. Should have played the relic first, huh? Yeah, I don't hate Crypt Breaker. I love the 1cc on it. I get the land. Flicker. Get the disenchant. I gotta get the disenchant, man. He's just straight up tanking. Disenchants are gone. The bridge with the land looks like a great play. If I could just rip a land now. Although if I rip a land, he's going to blow up two of mine with attack edges, most likely. He knows what he's doing, which presumably he does. But it'll be totally worth it because I'll be able to hide. Ah, crap. That sucks. Ah, I discarded it. I fucking discarded the land. Oh, I can't win now. Damn it all. Discarded the land. I could have played the freaking thing the following turn, at least. Ah, that was frustrating. Yeah, I like Crypt Breaker. No hate for Crypt Breaker. This is the card, real quick, that we're talking about. He's kind of like a mini rat, but he comes out for one, and he makes a dude on turn two. So it's a totally different curve. And he actually fits better into our curve than Rat does. But Rat gives us eventuality, where this guy only does like a little bit of value. So he is good, but he isn't to be considered any kind of a rat replacement. If you're running 4 copies of rat, I could definitely see running 1 or 2 copies of Crypt Breaker for sure. I wouldn't have any problem with that. I like Crypt Breaker. I think it's cool. So anyway, this was more of a tech demo, but I do want to play. I had some interest in my Nahiri lock, which this is cool. This deck is freaking cool, guys. It will, okay, so what it is, it's 4 lightning bolts, 4 lightning helixes, 4 path to exiles. It's Boros color. So you've got removal for days. You don't have to worry about getting blown out early by burn or fasty things. It's got sweepers like Wrath of God. And it has planeswalkers like Nahiri that will go off in 2 turns. And Ajani, which will do other things. And it also has Oblivion Ring and Mind Stone to accelerate use. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what you guys think of this. This I used to call it lockdown, red white lockdown. It's particularly good against aggro-y decks. And that's going to help probably against those colors. Put down the Needle Spires. Yeah, I don't hate Crypt Breaker. Crypt Breaker's cool. I want to try Crypt Breaker and the new Liliana in my Graveyard Shift deck. Discard your hand. Then run 2 cards. Okay. So you got Norns in there. Conflagrate is the win conditions, as far as I remember. But tell you what, if he wants to sit around and dredge for a bit, I'm gonna put him on a clock. Do a little acceleration here. I felt like there was something that came out recently that was an improvement to Mind Stone. I don't like the signets and I don't like the 3cc things. I like 2cc. So he dredges the loam, but okay. I was wondering if he's going to cast it. Okay, so he does cast it. Yeah, I want to mess around with her too. She is good at standard, that's for sure. Here, okay. So if he gets rid of one, he'll deal with the other. So it'll be quick. He's got to do something relatively quick here. Whatever he puts on the field, I'm likely to Oblivion Ring next turn. He dredges, so I don't really understand that. He's trying to dredge for something. Bloodghast, I guess. It's not going to be hasty. I've got some nice sideboard against him, that's for sure. That's all I could come up with? Okay. Hmm. It's good. Kind of. I'm a little concerned. He hasn't gotten... Oh, he does have the Unburial Rites. Never mind. No. I think maybe I could have played that differently. I didn't realize he hit the Unburial Rites. I should have blown up a land or something. I should have blown that up. What was I thinking not blowing that up? I didn't need the freaking Mind Stone out there. All I needed to do was blow up that land. Force him to dredge life or whatever. I could just scoop this up here just because he's playing slow and I kind of want to get to my sideboard version. You could just Unburial Rites and kill me with Norn, basically. Just cast the damn thing so I can scoop. Fine. Alright, let's try Rest in Peace. It's good. Root Halo is also good. Oblivion Ring, not as... that's okay-ish. Try that. Well, I hit it, but I didn't hit the freaking land right. Keep it, I guess. This hurts him, and I got 2 of them, so. It's doing some serious mauling over there. Alright, I'm 1 land away from being golden. Oops. Oh, Jesus God. Wow. Worst F6 hit ever. Worst F6 hit of all time. I think he did it too. He's trying to get to discarding stuff. I still should win. Okay, whatever. He's scooped. Most uneventful game ever. A bunch of people passing turns. Shit. Another with the same freaking problem. I'll keep it. I guess I'm still just 1 land away from winning. I don't know how he deals with the rest in peace. Probably not easily. He hasn't seen it to be scared of it. That's a card that was like, it's fairly recent in Theros, but talk about a card that is extremely effective at doing one thing. Like, let's just take graveyards out of the equation. Oh, that's good. Alright, so it's fine. I want him to do that thing where he dumps his hand and draws 2 cards. Oh, I think he did it. No, he didn't. He dredged. Sorry. He did hit the unbarrier rights, but Gargadon. It's a Garg deck, too? What is Gargadon doing there? I don't know, and I really don't care. This is going to ruin his day. Okay. I'll wait for him to build up a little bit before I do that. You can get the Mind Stone out next turn. Oh, that's cute. Looks like a good thing to bolt. Okay. Puts another Unburied Rites in there. Yeah. Damn. See my dilemma, I'm sure, guys. Keeps his graveyard clean. Really? 3 tag edges? That's nice. Okay. Looks good, guys. Sacks. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I think that's the way to go. We sacked him to Garg, but that's fine. I don't think he can get Garg out. No, he can't. And I can block. Can I? Can't get Garg out this turn, can he? You have to sack everything. She will do. No, he doesn't do it. Why didn't he go? Doesn't that get haste? Why didn't he go do it? And that's a strange play. Or he can't do that somehow? I would have done it. I would have done it. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'd have been alright, one way or another, but... so let me know what you guys think about Nahiri control. Nahiri lockdown. It's another way to make your opponents go crazy. I love the clock on Nahiri. Nahiri has got an insane clock on her. That's what I'm talking about. Non-blue cards being the best cards printed for blue. I think she's like the best blue card in a long time because they needed that really, really bad. They needed something to just close out that if they can, hold a state, hold something stable, they need somebody to just, okay, finish it. And she definitely fits that bill. Swinging Emrakul 2 turns after she comes down is pretty good. Anyway, and she defends herself, yeah. Yeah, Blood Moons, they were in there originally. What does it hit? It probably should be in the sideboard, though, you're right. But what does Blood Moon hit that I'm worried about? That's a good question. Originally, like if you look, you see, here's another version. Like this is what it kind of looked like, or some of the things I was looking for that were pre Nahiri. This is kind of like what it was looking at, and I never really was able to come up with something that performed good enough. It's good, don't get me wrong, it will win, but good enough to play with over 8-rack. I often found myself coming back to 8-rack. You see some of the other iterations, Ensnaring Bridge, Gideon, Leyline, main deck. So this is just kind of like stall, everything stall, and then this finishes it. But there's other cards now. So you guys see where I was going with it. So I do want to know, let me hear your feedback, replay watchers. I really want to know about the stream quality and the audio quality and all the presentation and everything like that, guys. I do really appreciate y'all watching. I'm trying to grow the brand a little bit, and I'm not good at it. So any help you guys could give me, tell me what are other people doing? How are other people getting so many people to watch their streams? I watch the streams. I don't see any like crazy good plays or like these are not, some kind of magic savants or anything. Like what are they doing? How are they playing that I, what do I have to do that? Let me know. I'm ears open. So that's what I'm looking for. So I will leave you guys with our awesome outro. Please thumbs up for just the outro. And please take the time to subscribe and thumbs up. I do appreciate you guys watching. If you listen to this, please just take the time to hit that like or thumbs up, a subscribe button. And especially so for the outro, which is extremely awesome. So I'll leave you with that and see you guys later.